Greetings and good morning to you today on this Monday, the 20th of May. Today, our devotion is entitled Rest, which always sounds good to me on a Monday. Um, it comes from the Charles Dickens portion of this comes from Little Dorrit. A tranquil summer sunset shone upon him as he approached the end of his walk and passed through the meadows by the riverside. He had that sense of peace and of being lightened of a weight of care, which country quiet awakens in the breasts of dwellers in towns. The rich foliage of the trees, luxuriant grass, diversified with wild flowers, the little green islands in the river, the beds of rushes, the water lilies floating on the surface of the stream, the distant voices in boats borne musically towards him on the ripple of the water in the evening air, were all expressive of rest. And the occasional leap of a fish or dip of an oar or twittering of a bird not yet at roost, or distant barking of a dog or lowing of a cow. In all such sounds, there was the prevailing breath of rest, which seemed to encompass him in every sense, in every scent that sweetened the fragrant air. The long lines of red and gold in the sky and the glorious track of the descending sun were all divinely calm. Upon the purple treetops far away and on the green height near at hand up which the shades were slowly creeping, there was an equal hush. Between the real landscape and its shadow in the water, there was no division. Both were so untroubled and clear, and while so fraught with solemn mystery of life and death, so hopefully reassuring to the gazer's soothed heart, because so tenderly and mercifully beautiful. It's a nice way to start a Monday, isn't it? Um, all of these scenes he paints, I think of the days we used to go camping, tent camping when I was a kid with my mom and dad, and later with Sue and the girls, and just the opportunity to sit in a lounge chair under the shade of a tree, admire the skies, watch the birds, listen to the birds. It is indeed very calming, sitting around a campfire at night, all of those things. Now the devotion part. In many of his novels, Charles Dickens wrote of the English countryside as a place of beauty and rest for his characters, a stark contrast to the bustling streets of London and its areas of poverty and filth. We can all use a place like Dickens's countryside where our hearts can find peace and rest. The Bible speaks well of rest. We find it mentioned first in Genesis chapter 2. By the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing, and on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. That's verse 2 of that chapter. In his 10 commandments, God ordered the people to rest. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work. Exodus 20, verses 9 and 10. God even said that the land was to have a year of rest. Leviticus 25, 4. Jesus invites us to rest in him. Come to me, he says, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Jesus' invitation is to accept his gift of salvation. And for those who do, he offers the ultimate rest, eternal rest for their souls. Mark 6:31, and he said to them, "Come abide by yourselves to a deserted place." Come aside by yourselves to a deserted place and rest for a while. We need it. It was one of the things impressed upon me when Sue and I went out for a time of break. Well, it's been many years ago now. And that was impressed on us over and over again. A Sabbath day, taking a Sabbath, taking a day of rest. That's how I try to treat my Mondays. It's been a busy day the day before. A lot of things have happened. A lot of mental activity going on, all of those things. Leading up to the day on Sunday, there's always many days of preparation for one thing or another. And so Monday for me becomes the day where I try and follow that encouragement to be still and know that he's God, but also to involve myself in things that I enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy preaching, I love it, but there's a lot of mental work and prayer and things of that nature. And so on Mondays, I just try and do odd things around the house, try to get things done that do weigh on me, and that gives me a sense of peace afterwards. We all need to do that. We all need to make that effort to do that. Try and think of a day, or at least parts of certain days, where you can just sit down somewhere, put your feet up, read a good book, enjoy the creation, go for a walk, whatever it might be. But just allowing yourself to not feel pressured in the things you're going to do that day. Blessings to you today.